Hello and welcome. You join me today in St David's in Mutstew Church. I hope you are enjoying your full week back at school, your first full week back at school, and that you're kind of settling back into that routine of getting up in time, getting to school in time, finding out where your uniform is, making sure everything's okay. Let's begin with our opening responses then. The Lord be with you and also with you. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. I'm going to tell you a story about Jesus today, one in which he becomes angry. And we don't normally think of Jesus as being angry. We normally think of him as being calm and collected and healing and teaching. But there was a particular incident when he went to the temple in Jerusalem. And the temple in Jerusalem was a really holy place. It was a bit of a mixture of, I suppose, Herod Cathedral and a marketplace. And that was what really angered Jesus, was that there were people there who were trying to exploit the people who were coming to worship. And he didn't really like it, so he made himself a kind of a whip out of cords and a bit of rope, and he upset the tables of the traders, particularly people who were exchanging money. That's because you had to pay the temple tax in a particular currency. You couldn't just pay it in your ordinary Roman currency, you had to pay it in your particular currency. And the ones who were selling animals for sacrifice. And he was driving them out, and he was saying, "You have made my Father's house a place of thieves, not a place of prayer." Now his anger was justified because what was happening was that the ordinary folk who would come to worship in the temple couldn't get in. They had to be wealthy to be able to afford the animals and things like that. So he was kind of saying, no, look, don't put anything between you and God, between the people who want to worship and the God they want to worship. So when we think a little bit about how we might apply that in our own lives, we think perhaps about the times when we get angry. Perhaps the times when our family annoys us, or when something goes wrong and we get upset. And we have to sometimes take a step back. And that's quite difficult when you're angry, because you're just all emotion and all kind of tense up and all kind of, Sometimes you have to take a step back and look at what is causing your anger. Sometimes it's justified. Perhaps somebody, broke your favourite mug or something similar, or your best toy, your favourite toy got broken. Sometimes it's not. Perhaps it's only a football team that lost because somebody made a silly decision and VAR didn't pick it up. That's a whole different debate as well, isn't it? So we need to think about what it is that we can use our anger for and what it is that we're wasting our anger on. Jesus was angry in the temple because it was interfering with God and his people. What does our anger help us to look at, to change, to make better? And sometimes perhaps what do we do to step away from our anger? That's a lovely little prayer. It's called the Serenity prayer, and I think we'll have it today. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Amen. Sounds like a very good rule for life, doesn't it? So let's join together as we say the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Stay safe and enjoy your time in school. Get back into that routine, and we'll look forward to seeing you again soon. Goodbye.